seems to be the most inevitable final, Liquid versus Astralis. We kind of all saw this one coming, but we're here.
We are here.
We made it.
It's going to be a fantastic later stages of 2018. Elige at the in 2017 was the player that everyone pointed out was like that's the best player. That's the best player in North America. And if he's playing well, he provides so much impact and he can do some crazy things.
I mean, that's really the thing with Liquid is similar to Astralis. Now with Stewie 2K on the team, they have 5 players who are very capable of being strong fraggers. And 3 of their players being in the top 20 this past year in the HLTV top 20. We've always talked about the star power that Twist, NAF, and Elite
in the series. Everyone kind of expects it, maybe it's going to be a close series, but no one's going to judge Liquid for not winning this grand final against Astralis 1 week after, or like 2 weeks after Stewie.
Ooh. So what this means is Liquid did get rid of Nuke, which is something that they needed to do because they lost it all 7 times they played against Astralis last year. So they do get rid of it. Train, they actually do their second ban, despite the fact that's the one of the maps they actually were able to beat Astralis on last year was Train. That helped them out a lot, actually, in one series. Then we see the bans from Astralis. And so Liquid picks Inferno. Astralis goes for Dust 2. And if we need a third map, it would actually be Overpass.
That's going to be, I think Overpass would be super interesting if we can get there. Dust 2 is a bit of a toss-up, and so is Inferno. I mean, this is a pretty solid series. I'm always a little bit skeptical of Liquid's Inferno, even when they've liked to pick it at times, and I've always watched it and just been like, something feels off here. I've never really been able to fully pinpoint it, but I've never been able to get fully on board behind that as their like first pick map in a series. But I mean, having watched that game against Ghost, maybe they saw some things they think they can exploit. Now, I don't think they're going to play the same kind of game that Ghost did. But there's maybe an opportunity here for Liquid to steal that opening map.
Yeah, I mean, they played against Astralis 8 times on Inferno last year and only beat them 1 of those 8, and it was an overtime victory. So
that was at the major where Liquid had like a 13-2 half. They just bum rushed them every single round and just had crazy momentum, and then Astralis.
So the key thing, though, that could help them here.
Dust 2 is definitely a more free-flowing map. You want to play that map a lot faster. You can take areas of the map a lot easier than, say, on a map like Inferno, a map like Train, a map like Nuke. So that could definitely catch Liquid off guard, but vice versa, Liquid can catch Astralis off guard, just off the sheer fact that we saw the way that they were playing, going up against Fnatic. If they bring that same heat, that same flair to this matchup, we could see them take that map very easily.
So do you think is there blood in the water with the match between Ghost and Astralis, like especially obviously on map 2? Map 1 is what we anticipated, but map 2, that was Astralis' pick. And I mean, Ghost pushed it absolutely to the limit. It just ended up, Mark had said this earlier, it really comes down to, at this level of gameplay, who makes the more mistakes, who slips up more often. And there was just that one round that they lost against the Glocks, and I think that was the deciding factor. I think Ghost actually had victory in their grasp for that second one.
Ghost definitely showed that even gods can bleed.
Yes, and that's right.
And you know what? Liquid now, if they were watching that match, they're thinking, you know what? This might be our time. This might be our chance. Let's go ahead and let's bring this one home.
This could be it, yeah. So obviously, we've watched Liquid play a lot of these matches so far, and I've seen obviously Stewie bouncing around the smokes. He's floating around. He just hits all the targets. Is a force to be reckoned with, especially around that utility usage and being in just that position on the team where he can punch his way into the site, open it up for everybody else and to get in and get comfortable.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's going to take more than just Stewie playing that way, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just a tad there. Just a tad there, Del. It's definitely going to take, Elige coming out strong, Twist coming out strong. When NAF, on top of that, he's going to have to come up big, and Nitro is going to be having to make some great calls during this one.
So is Stewie the chemical X that's added to the team?
That's what we're trying to find out here. That's what we're trying to find out.
Get some power puff. And then it's going to be such a fantastic matchup between these two teams head-to-head. It's just like I had said, it's old hat for these guys.
Yeah. This definitely goes back quite a ways, and everybody was hoping for it. Everybody wanted it to happen in 2018. It wasn't going Liquid's way, though. Astralis was just too dominant, just way too good a form throughout 2018. But now as we move into 2019, right now, and just talking again to that Stewie point, will he be the X factor? Will he have what it takes for Liquid to finally take down the big dogs?
Dude, big dogs they are, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Wouldn't it be amazing if one of these first series that Astralis drop is here at iBUYPOWER?
In NA, in front of an NA crowd, the home crowd, is Liquid going to take it? That's the storyline right now, and honestly, I can't wait to see if it's actually going to happen.
So good. So like we talked about Dust 2, that was kind of a wild card. I think it is actually going to be a surprise for Liquid. when it comes to that, because it's a map that Astralis. I didn't think that Astralis would want to pick a map like that, and it's just it's kind of a shunt into the idea, to the mindset of what Liquid was thinking was coming their way.
Yeah, I definitely think that even onto that first map, being Inferno, it's definitely looking like as this pistol round goes underway, we will see Astralis starting on that CT side. Liquid towards the banana to begin the round, and we're underway for the grand finals of the iBUYPOWER Masters 2019.
Yeah, brought to you by Toyota and Microsoft, of course. The crowd already behind Liquid right now. Astralis to the CT side. Magist took an early shot. 16 HP. What a beautiful pop flash to start things off. 3 kills the way of Astralis. They have already set things up. Twist is only going to get a little bit of a consolation prize. There are wounded players for Astralis, but it might just be too little. The bomb's been forfeit over, and Astralis will start to set up shop. The 2 players fall back off of this, giving Naf control of the bomb if he so chooses. He overshoots it, but here they come from behind as well. This Molotov is just like a parting gift. Oh, they'll finish the job of what they started. 3 players holding on to that armor, as well as Liquid are going to have to yield for this second round, I believe, as well.
What a great pop flash towards that banana. Dallas just coming right out of the gates. Astralis with that little bit of aggression, not flying down banana, taking their time. They time a pop flash just in great fashion, catching the Liquid guys. 2 players blind. They're able to pick up 2 very easy kills to start the round. The third rolls in as well, and Astralis are going to start this one off 1-0.
We kind of saw this as well when Astralis was playing against Ghost. Astralis was into this form of, they never really gave Ghost any setup, and they would push against them aggressively on their CT side and not allow them any kind of comfort whatsoever. Double Molotov into banana. And again, the crowd right behind him. I love this. Great nade to start things off. That'll assist massively for the pistols that are in play. You have 4 Deagles and a single CZ. No armors backed up in here, though, so the aim punch is going to be real. Liquid have secured mid as they start to slough off that slight hold. 1-for-1 trade. That's actually a favorable trade. They've upgraded themselves at least to a fully automatic weapon. It's a UMP, but Zipnix is going to start to zip up banana, leaving only Stewie left. And he is disconnected from that effort that was at banana.
Yeah, fairly simple round for Astralis. The pistols are in the Liquid's hands, but Astralis with those SMGs in tow, able to very easily clean up that banana. Great aggression to start the round off. And now it is on to Stewie, the new joiner to the Liquid squad. What can he find in efforts to make? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that aim punch was too much, and he was just looking for kills at that point. He knew that bomb had been camped up. I mean, there was a campfire and tents and everything else. There's no way he's going back there. So he's looking to see if he could find any kind of straggler and keep Astralis within arm's reach moving ahead into the future rounds. This round especially so, which is where they should be able to get their AKs and play. Their utility will suffer. No. Oh, no, that's right. They just bought Deagles, heavily so.
Exactly. So the pistols are going to keep them onto another save right now. Stewie is going to throw armor on his back. Naf grabbing some head armor, and HE as well. I expect more of the same out of Team Liquid. But Stewie catching those nades. He's going to go down. Elish falls as well. And right off the bat, we're into a 5-on-2. Oh, Naf with the TK onto Twist. A rough start to the game for Team Liquid.
Little rip. I mean, double little force buy nets them only just 1 extra kill on this round as well. Device falls. Astralis will climb their way up to a swift 3-0. And they will maintain quite a few SMGs into this round as well. So there's finally going to be an instance where they're behind if they hold on to those SMGs when it comes to the firepower. So Liquid look to tally up their first round onto the board here and now. And the Kriegs are in force.
All right, looking at this round right now, we are going to see a couple UMPs stay on the side of Astralis here. Plenty of utility on the Liquid side as well, so they're going to have no problem taking that banana control, taking the mid control. Nice little Molotov from Stewie towards the car is going to keep the CTs from aggressing very early on here, but just looks like Liquid want to begin this round with a slow default.
Yeah, Astralis, their default was actually to initially stiffen up that B defense with 3 players and then start to rotate off. Device initially helped out B with his off, and that's really the deciding factor. That's the difference maker in this round for Astralis, is having that one-shot kill potential at range into the center of mass. He is posted up now for this A site as Liquid look to take some kind of skirmish one way or another. They've, of course, left the bomb well back towards T-spawn, so they're not indicating one way or another, even to themselves, what they want to do. So they'll throw some smokes, it looks like, to try and shift Astralis off of their defensive positions, try and get them in an uncomfortable spot. Device does chime in with that first frag, that difference maker, that big green gun, and Glaive is going to be on the receiving end, as now that AWP has turned Team Liquid to the tide of the B site.
Yeah, now as they do get spotted, Glaive spots them out. He's going to fall back, just drop a very quick flash. There's 40 seconds left on the clock here, Dallas, and Glaive still has a smoke grenade in his pocket. So he's going to go ahead and drop that momentarily here, and that's just going to force Liquid now to execute through the smoke and make this very difficult for them to actually attack the bomb site.
Clock's ticking. Looks like Astralis are going to go for a little bit of a late boost up to the planters. The bomb is actually first. That being Stu, that grenade actually struck true. Glaive's going to line up two. He'll take them both down. It's a favorable trade, especially with only 12 seconds left on the clock. There's almost no way that Astralis dropped this round, and from the upper ropes, looks like Zipnik's jumped from that one but fell, and it is 3 surviving for Astralis as they are able to get past that first hurdle of the rifle round from Liquid.
Yeah, it was a solid round out of Astralis. Their Device towards that lane side opens up the round with that quick pick towards that boiler area. Falling off from there, we do see the B hits start to develop for Liquid, but because of that smoke that Glaive drops in front of the entrance, 30 seconds left, Liquid has to force it. Man, at that point, well, it's just like shooting fish in a barrel.
It is. Device, he did get a little bit stopped by the archway, so he wasn't able to get a very quick peek into mid. He'll fall back. He was being supported there by Dupree.
Ooh.
Nice, great. Oh, he's burning all over the place. He's still not safe.
Oh, he's not
He
gonna
will
make
burn
it.
100 to 0, and he didn't even recognize it. He was blinded to the fact as well. Excellent utility usage from Astralis, and it looks like they'll even continue to force their way down here and assert dominance, swapping possibly over to the rifle here. It would alert Liquid to his presence if he drops this rifle to exchange, but Astralis gobbling up little pieces of the real estate every second.
As we do see Liquid now moving into Banana. Glaive picking up one. He's going to get traded out by Nap. That UMP coming to play here.
Still a fantastic trade for Glaive, though. He got 1 and 9/10 of the next one as well. That's just finished the job. They don't recognize that that was bomb.
Jeez.
But someone's going to have to go back and get that one.
And unfortunately, our monitor feed has gone black, so we're actually not seeing. We're going to watch the screen, and we're back, Dallas.
Oh, we are.
Our monitor feed is back, and it does look like Liquid right now in this 2-on-3 are going to slow down the round. The bomb is going to regroup now towards this middle area, as Astralis have fallen into a passive setup, and they're going to allow Liquid to take whatever they want.
Oh. Yeah, at least going to have the advantage that Astralis split their defense. 2v2 as it stands now at this site. Nitro leads the way, Dupree in the graveyard, and he is just waiting reactionary. And he can do this because look at the clock. There's 12 seconds left. Just wait for that bomb plant noise and then stand up. Surprise Jack in the Box. No way for Nitro to be able to win this one. And a 5th rapidly for Astralis as Liquid expend the clock and expend their lives.
Unfortunately, losing a leash towards that early Banana push from Astralis there. The Molotov taking him down, and then we do see another kill go on to Nap through that smoke. Liquid, they're pretty much in that 2-on-3, time winding down, not really much going on for them. By the time they make it to the site, like you said, Dallas, only 10 seconds left on the clock, and at that point, well, the round's pretty much over for them.
Yeah, Liquid might want to take a little bit faster approach to some of these rounds. They've been playing for picks, but it hasn't been playing to their favor. The grenade usage as well over towards the Banana side is solid, as is tradition for Astralis. They'll pick up 1 frag against Nitro and continue to rain grenades off the skybox and down into the top of Banana. Liquid have seldom even had a look at an Astralis player so far, just doing a little bit of chip damage to Glaive. That's it. Another volley comes into top Banana. Rifle rounds will secure the kills, and at 6 HP, Glaive still stands. He does fall, and Naf actually got the kill just prior to that as well. It got moderately expensive with potential of being even more so for Astralis, but they'll just push him off to the side. 6th round.
Dupree there with pretty much an early rotate over towards the Banana area. Astralis had 3 people there pretty much almost instantaneously towards the Banana. And they're going to pick up a fairly easy round here. I really like that re-aggression from them. After Liquid go up and take that car area, we're going to see the nades come down. We're going to see the molly. Allows them to push back out towards the Banana. They're going to pick up a few more Liquid players trying to re-aggress.
Yeah, to speak of that utility usage in Banana, we've seen a couple different setups. We've seen full immolation all the way down the length of Banana, and we've seen, I think, Elige burned alive at that one point. We've seen a couple different instances as well where I told DJ to get a shot like this in this matchup. So when you're inside the chicken, it looks silly. But the grenades come down. They'll throw mollies deep and then get them to come up to those cars, and they'll bank the grenades down at the car. I mean, those grenades damage just makes so much difference, especially when you're the CT side. I know the AUG is starting to find some favor. It's got a little bit more damage, but you need those grenades to get that first 10 damage to make the M4s lethal.
Nice little nade onto Zipex right there. Team Liquid now moving up towards this banana area. Only Stewie really leading this charge here. We are going to see the re-aggression from Astralis.
Mollies come in. That was a deep one, too. Glaive will eat some of that one. It's not the usual artillery strike from Astralis into Banana this time. Liquid get up, they at least show presence, and then they fall back. But it's an interesting defensive setup for the A site, which looks to be challenged this time. It's actually aggressive through the halls. Magisk is here. He turns and wins this fight by ducking under Nitro's field of view. And now the crossfire setup. Elige was looking up the stairs through Boiler, and he falls. Quickly, though, with Dupree being here, we'll shift back over towards the Arch side, and Astralis are really seldom even scratched on this A site right now. They're even able to relocate themselves. So Liquid losing 2 players on entry there, still don't know what this site looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately for Liquid, they're nobody really able to trade any of those kills. So we're going to see Astralis pick up 1, then 2, Device and Magisk respectively, and they're just going to fall off. Like you said, resetting their positions. Liquid have no idea where they went now. They're going to favor that B bomb site, and with 30 seconds left, they're hard-pressed once again to take it.
And they keep just going back and forth and back and forth. Now back towards B. At least there are fewer players here. Zipnik's up top. Nicely traded by Twist and Naf. Dupree at range, but the bomb's not going to be stopped. Excellent shooting from Naf. That's going to be at least evened out. The first time Liquid have actually had an honest look at a round. Astralis have a decent amount of cash in their bank account, but saving is not seeming to be an option right now. They will start to at least march their way forward. It's going to be 2 1v1s essentially on approach. Naf peeks out.
Acabe com a festa dos fungos. Contra micoses e frieiras, Vodol.
He'll lose that first fight, leaving it all up to Twist. Pops off after he spots a shoulder. Hopefully the time can be in his favor soon. He actually sees that CZ firing. Excellently played by Twist. He knew that that was a bait. Now he takes the next fight and wins it as well. Twist, the intelligence to recognize that Device was merely playing decoy.
And even the risk he took, he turns his back to Device there in that situation. And Magisk, well, he's going to get caught throwing a nade towards that back halls area. Device now has to make the play with the CZ. And you know what? Twist absolutely punishes him for it. Liquid are on the board, folks.
That was it. You got to start somewhere. It is a really rough way to win a round with 1 surviving. That does put you in a potential of a eco reset into a double eco round yourself with a lot of pistols coming ahead. So they desperately need to win this next round, and I would say upgrade some of the weaker rifles that they'll have in this round into the AKs that they would hopefully be able to steal. The ops are even questionable. I mean, they need to be able to just have guerrilla warfare, take what they can get in this next round.
It does look like we have a little bit of a pause coming out right off the bat here. I'm not sure if this might be a technical issue, but Astralis, if they can just continue in the suit that they've been following, I mean, they're going to run away with this CT hat.
Do you hear that?
What?
That's the water mill. I hear the water mill.
Oh, you can hear the water mill in your headset?
Yeah,
Is it
fantastic.
soothing to you, Dallas?
It's very soothing.
It's soothing?
It's like having one of those water fountains. It's having one of those water fountains in your living room right now, ladies and gentlemen.
I've never actually seen one of those with my own eyes.
A water mill.
Is that the technical term?
I would assume so, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's 2019, but...
All right, and it does look like freeze time is coming undone here, so we are going to go underway again. Astralis, well, they've spent almost every dollar in efforts to buy into this round. They still got a little bit of cash hanging around. Glaive sitting on 2.4. But really, looking at Liquid, this is an opportunity for them to get another round on the board and avoid being economically reset.
Yeah, hopefully if Liquid don't win this round, it's not only the water mill as well that's giving Liquid a paddling, it's also Astralis that's giving them a paddling. So this is Glaive pushing ahead, very similar to what we saw before. Usually a flashbang was preemptive to that. Instead, it's rather dry. He is getting some support with some cover fire over the top of this one, but they actually trade positions, passing like ships in the night. Now they recognize that something's amiss. The spray from Glaive, he's down to his sidearm as well. He's lost his support. And Nap, who seems to be the saving grace for Liquid.
They forgot bomb.
Well, I mean, still very early on in the round, but I mean, the rotations are coming.
That's just drawing more time. They already smoked off the CT spawn area, so that's going to start fading. The rotations have come over, but they've left Magis towards that A area here, and they're just attacking it very quickly from the Liquid side.
Well, Liquid do at least have the grace that Astralis' defense has reset. Magisk is playing solo, and nobody's checking the top box at Ninja. Again, Naf saving grace. This time would have to ace this round out. And he's lined up the shot, but he can't quite get the aiming down sight quickly enough. And it is indeed a very harsh eco reset.
Yeah, the silver lining on that round is they did get the bomb down, so a couple extra dollars in their pockets there, but unfortunately Stewie catches the nade down towards Banana very early on. The aggression as well drops Stewie. Then we see Elish pull in with that UMP, forces the smoke, doesn't realize there's a player towards logs. That player trades him out. Yeah, Naf comes in and picks up 2 kills very quickly, but they forgot the bomb in T-spawn, so they couldn't react towards that Banana being open right away.
Yeah, it basically took away the initiative that they had earned in Banana. Their hand was forced, and we're going to have to force them to reset their defense. So it's a 7-1 offsuit, and it's not looking good. Hopefully Liquid can make that 7-2 offsuit, but it's not looking pretty with Deagles and a P250 against the likes of high-caliber weapons. Ooh! Nap's got higher caliber. 50 cal looking for the second, but Dupree finds a soft, squishy target in front of him. Elige will carry his honor forward with the Deagle souvenired, and into the apartments he goes.
Very slow round out of Liquid here. Elige now making his way down towards this boiler. It does seem like he wants to peer on towards lane. He's not going to find any action as Astralis have gone into a passive setup towards the A-bomb site, leaving only one member, and that's going to be Glaive towards B.
They're going to need another 1 Deag at least to give them hope, because it's going to come down to the entry. What's expected is Liquid lose 2 for probably catching 1 player from Astralis. That would be really average. But you have 3 defenders to this A site. They've at least forced Zipnik's off angle. He's got plenty left in the magazine. And the crossfire now is showing its presence. So not even a single kill for Liquid there in their eco round.
They did pick up Device with that great one.
Oh, sorry, yeah, they're right.
Once
the
attack started to develop,
right.
I know what you mean. Once the attack started to develop, nothing really going Liquid's way there. That was a great setup towards the arch, towards the moto from Astralis, essentially shutting it down before it even began. And as we move into yet another, what looks to be just a force buy out of Liquid here. So they're actually not going to go for those AKs. They're going to favor a little bit more utility. I assume they want the op on the field as well. This is going to give another opportunity for Astralis here to pick up their 9th. Start running away with this half.
Yeah, Liquid really want a bomb plant right here. And they push up alt mid. I don't think they really had the utility to even like molly off the apartments in the window in case the Astralis were going to play quickly into boiler. Astralis used their utility to delay things as they should, because this is Inferno, and usually this map plays very, very, very slowly. Liquid have taken these rounds into the waning seconds of it, with 20 seconds before they execute, but it always seems to be Astralis that comes out on top of those trades. They at least own brackets, and they push right almost into the exact same situation. Here comes the crossfire setup from Device. Again, there is a smoke blocking this angle. Double dink headshot for Nitro. Well done. And a difficult angle for Glaive to be able to connect on that one. Wisely starts to back out. He's going to get overwhelmed. Some important kills coming in. In fact, there's going to be an AUG recovered. He doesn't have much health to back it up.
Yeah, the scary part here is Astralis hasn't really started to generate too much money. Even though we see an 8-1 lead here, they're all still around, well, with the exception of Glaive once again, all still around that 2K, that 3K mark. So for Liquid, any kills that they can find will be instrumental to the progression of their T-side half.
They've gotten themselves over to the site. Naf needs this bomb plant. We talked about how important this bomb plant is going to be. And that Molotov was the denier as he was forced out into the angle. The crowd is, I think the crowd's fan of the chickens.
Stop hurting
so
the chickens.
Far, right? Yeah. What is this? Game's done quick. Kill the animals, save the animals.
All right, and as we do move into yet another gun round, or what will be Liquid's first gun round in quite a while, I'd say 2 rounds in a row they saved once again in favor of, you know, getting pure utility on everybody. You see the double flashes, you see the smokes, you see the Molotovs here, and Elige, well, he's going to drop a Molotov towards Car. That's going to keep the CTs at bay for the time being here, but I wouldn't count Astralis out on re-aggressing down towards that Banana.
Yeah, that's worked for them flawlessly so far. Whether it's just rifle support behind it or flash grenade support with it. But they do something similar that we've seen before. 3 initial players to the B site and back off a shade. Early aggression, nice pre-fire angles, and through the wall, knocking both Device and Magisk down into the 40s. And Liquid, who have been playing for picks for quite some time, just out of range of those picks right now, but they've done enough chip damage, they could make it work. Now what utility do they have to possibly make some kind of default execute? That should be all that's needed. Glaive is going to be your solo defender to the B site right now as Astralis put most of their eggs in one basket.
Glaive now does have just a flashbang on him, so that flashbang just delaying the CTs not really for a long, or the T's not really for a long period of time here. They are making their way up towards the top of Banana. They're getting ready for the smoke execute, but look at the 2 rotators coming in from the Astralis side.
Oh no, he couldn't quite run. He stubs his toe on the floor. Xyp9x turns back. He'll take 1 as Device now gives support, but it's a target-rich environment. Naf, again, last man standing, needs some kind of massive clutch. He will plant the bomb at first oranges and tuck himself over towards dark. Magisk and Debris working together from different angles, CT and Banana. And they'll work methodically to clear this up, but they've only got 1 flashbang to work with one another. Plenty of time. They've got the kit in play as well. They'll be able to spot Naf shortly, and they do. Now, it's going to be a push-up quickly through CT. There's that flash right into his eyes. He's got nowhere left to run. Bomb will be defused, and Astralis make these retakes look solid, but the plants are coming here and there. You know, it's kind of salt and peppered in there just a bit, but it's not enough for Liquid.
Yeah, that was great out of Dupree there. Just taking his time towards that Banana area. Just a couple shots going in, baiting that contact. He gets the contact initially. The pop flash comes in. That's when he takes advantage of it, moving right into the site, getting into a more advantageous position, and he's able to take down Naf quite easily and get the defuse on the
I love how quickly they painted him into that corner.
Well, Naf made the play himself, right?
Right.
He dropped the smoke towards Tribox in efforts to kind of distract. You know what I mean?
He didn't know how close they were to rotating.
Exactly.
And that's another thing, is how quickly we've seen Astralis rotate on this. They're a very fluid team. They're always going with 3 to be early, then they're bouncing back and they're shifting those players back and forth based on the grenade counts that are coming over the walls. I mean, they're counting 2 flashes. Okay, let's move these 2 guys rotating over quickly, but it's just Glaive that's that anchor to the B site, and he's usually playing advanced, so he's early warning if they come through the front door anyways.
Yep. It does look like Liquid now, as we have a 10-1 scoreline. They're saying, guys, we got to get some rounds on the board. They're going to buy up. We're going to see Galil and a UMP, Stewie 2K, and Nitro respectively having them. And Astralis now with this early Banana aggression, well, they've taken it. It's theirs. It's on Liquid now to push them back.
And a fantastic grenade, too. Right in Stewie's lap. With armor, it hits him for 40. And Liquid still holding on to mid, but this is territory that, I mean, this is what they should own every time, but they never really feel comfortable here. You could see that Stewie's way back towards T-spawn. And here comes the push. Magisk gets 1. He will fall and gets traded out. Quickly so. A smoke will separate the skirmish, and maybe they push and wrap in, but look, they're surrounded by the CTs. Device from the backside of Library looking for more, aggressively peeking. Nitro punishes. Glaive now lines up his target, and he misses. Everybody one at a time, and it's Xyp9x that shows that he can stand alone, but Stewie, who was wounded early on, is in a 1v1. He's got plenty of time, and the bomb's in front of him. Right now, Xyp9x stands at it.
Can he do it? The new member of Liquid now peeking towards his arch side. Xyp9x waiting for him to peek on this. A couple shots fired. Stewie's going to smoke it off now. Be able to recover the bomb. That's a great Molotov into Library as well. Where does he go from here?
He's got it. He's made his way with the bomb. It's not enough time. Actually, Xyp9x might think that he runs towards B, but he'll just park himself, stay into the Library. Bomb will be planted. It's quickly enough so that you should know it's A. He'll turn back for this. 2 wounded players. Liquid desperately needing rounds. Stewie sitting tight. He'll shift his way around. Actually, a really atypical position. Does Xyp9x expect? He is shoulder peeking. The molly comes right into his face, and Stewie holds tight. a 2v1 clutch and puts 2 onto the board for Liquid.
Great force buy out of the Liquid side, just knowing that they had to get some rounds on the board. And you know what? In that 1v2, or sorry, that 1v2, yeah, we are going to see Stewie with some great nade work. Smoking off the arch, Molotoving into the library, able to recover the bomb, reset his positioning. And you know what? He's
now. Eco reset here would be devastating. The flames tickling at Elige right now, but he will be safe, hiding behind the logs in the tree. 13 now. Eco reset here would be devastating. The flames tickling at Elige right now, but he will be safe, hiding behind the logs in the tree. So much utility has been traded, but mostly in favor of Astralis. Glaive takes this fight, and he's finally lost this fight. He's won that one 3 times so far tonight. He'll fall, and it's actually Zipnix that is now back to the site.
Quite a bit of damage being done as Stewie is now down to 57, Elige on 50 as well. Liquid have taken banana control, but by the looks of it, they're favoring that A bomb site as we do see the bomb now moving towards the halls area as 2 more members pinching up towards middle.
Liquid have bounced back and forth between sites many times so far. And I wouldn't doubt it if they start to see, like, if they lose their first body on entry here, they might even back off yet again. Dupree looking to give somebody a new dental plan. Harasses, though. A couple pieces of damage, but Magis finishes the job, and they both are extinguished. Now it's 4v2, and Astralis' money is not all that hot. Even being up 10-2 and soon to be 10-3, saving in this situation is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, and honestly, right there, Liquid, they are able to capitalize on the fact that there's a Mag 7 playing Boiler. We do see the peak come out, but unfortunately, it doesn't make any contact onto Nitro there. We actually have Magisk, who has to kill him and give away his position. At that point, the members of Liquid that are grouped up towards the balcony, they just wide swing on him. That's an easy opening. The lane guy with the Mag 7 moves back into sight. There's not really much going on for him there. And Liquid, well, they're going to see their 3rd on the board now.
So let's say this ends up being a 10-5. Liquid are able to right the ship a little bit towards the end of it. But is it too far? I mean, when you're playing against Astralis and you're 10-5, is it giving them too much ground?
Definitely not. I mean, when you move on to your CT side of Inferno, it is so much easier to control the pace of the game, control how the game is played. So yeah, if Liquid end up at that 10-5 scoreline moving on to CT, they still have a very good chance of taking this first map home.
So we'll take another timeout and figure out how Liquid could possibly come up against this armor that Astralis have put up. They have found a couple weaknesses into it, and especially now that the money has dried up. They were able to save 2 weapons out of that last round. Maybe they can share some of the love that they've got and put some mortar between the bricks. And the crowd is going to give Liquid a little bit more energy. Looks like that mortar between the bricks is just some extra pistols, but utility favored, though.
Yeah, especially on a map like Inferno. We saw it very early on. Astralis doing some great nade work, some great delaying, forced Liquid to hit sites with 30 seconds, with 10 seconds left on the clock. So the fact that they've got plenty of utility moving into this round makes it very scary for the Liquid side if they don't get aggressive early on.
Oh, it's very fast. Sipnix quickly with a UMP. That was the only, well, I guess the CZ is an automatic weapon. Only firing the 9mm. Stewie now pokes his way out. And that was a quick shot. And Liquid seems to be getting their boots a little bit too muddy right now. Losing 2 for 2. And now a 3rd as well. The AWP can do a lot of work. That flashbang disconnecting Astralis from those angles that they had just held and made Liquid bleed a little bit more. Cleaning up the map as they may, I would say they probably want to throw some of those rifles overboard once they clear their 6 o'clock.
Right now, Magisk has aggressed towards the halls. Look at his positioning right now. He's able to watch that middle retake there. Is Nitro going to be able to check this? He doesn't, and that's a kill going the way of Astralis now. It's all on to Naf once again. He's going to get caught with a knife out, and Dupree is going to end the round and put Astralis on 11 here, Dallas.
The UMP starts it. The AWP has a little bit of a statement in the middle, and then the pistols finish the job. And I just love that Deagle drive-by in alt mid. And you're right, he was able to at least plug up that side of things. And it's been a tough road for Liquid. struggling to get consecutive rounds going their favor. They've gotten 3 so far. They're into the last round of this first half, and Astralis are showing that, you know, they fix things when it comes to the weaknesses that they showed against Ghost.
Does look like Astralis not really favoring that banana aggression we've seen them do so often here. Just taking a little gingerly pace down towards it now. Zipex is going to go down off the missed shot there from Glaive here, and that's going to give Liquid the opportunity now to move into that banana area, claim that for themselves here, and move on to other parts of the map as this round progresses.
So I don't know if we've seen Glaive really put into this position before. He's always been favored to site side if he's alone, or he's advanced on banana to be like that early warning I've talked about. So Liquid show presence here, and we've talked about how Astralis has been very fluid. I would say Liquid, but they're very fluid in the way that they rotate players across the map. You'll see them doubling back now away from that B site to correctly meet Liquid at the front lines. We do hold a man advantage, but you gotta remember Nitro's a little bit shortened with the CZ. A little bit of an angle through the smoke, and Device will pick up that next kill after Dupree's kill of his own, earning the man advantage back for Astralis' side. Twist sneaks through that one. Device tried to turn away from a flashbang that wasn't there. He picks up 2. It goes back and forth. Where it will stop, no one knows. They've made their way back to the B site, and they've abused the fact that Astralis rotates so often.
That was beautiful out of Liquid, forcing into that A bomb site. Twist is the one that really makes that happen with 2 kills that bring over the Astralis members, allowing Liquid to get into that B bomb site now, and we are going to see the post-plant scenario arise.
As back and forth this round has been, it's come back down to even strength. Magisk wounded. 2 healthy players for Liquid. They search. Glaive is just drawing attention towards the CT side of things all the while. Magisk starts to stomp his way in. Glaive spots 1 target, calls it out. Magisk will dial in the shots. It's all Elige right now. He's exposed to 2, but he'll take care of 1. Now he wants to play with the clock a little bit, but Glaive pushes the issue. Will be able to defuse the bomb, and they take that last round of the half just in time. 12-3. Strong showing from Astralis.
By the skin of their teeth, they were able to get that round.
Yeah.
It was very close. Great play there at the end from Elige, just staying, trying to pillar, trying to stay alive there. A couple more seconds, he most likely would have had that round, but it will be Astralis with a tremendous lead going into this second half.
Yeah, second half needs to be a completely different animal for Liquid. You talked about their CT side that can control the pace of things, but the air. Nobody has those ops that the CT side or all that utility, especially to slow things down, bog down Astralis' aggression.
Just to begin this round, we are seeing Glaive with the utility a little fast towards the banana right now, and Liquid's going to force right back. Stewie getting caught off 3 terrorists in different positions there, just too many targets for him to aim at. And it will be Astralis now moving towards the top of banana, forcing back those CTs, even drawing a rotator over from A, as Elige now moving down towards these holes.
Oh, what a jump from Zipnix. Right at him. That'll open up A. Sadly for Liquid, nobody's home now.
Yeah, and that Moto smoke coming down as well. It's going to delay that retake even more here. Glaive getting that bomb down as well. Look at the positioning of the Astralis members. It's a 3-on-5. Will Liquid be able to do this?
They got a kit, but they're hoping that Moto Smoke finally fades, so they'll at least be able to see some targets, but there's so many targets. Oh, well, Moto Smoke's back in play.
And there it is.
Right, they're gone. Hold on to that armor, hold on to that kit. And Astralis recognize this. They'll try and chase 1. Dupree dies in the process of doing so. That's unfortunate. Twist just takes a little bit of damage to his armor, so you'd have to full buy that armor back. It'd be expensive. And Liquid will just collect themselves for the next round, holding on to some armor, a kit as well. Possibly a little bit more behind it, soon to follow.
Yeah, unfortunately a very lackluster start here out of Liquid on this first map. Not really able to find any momentum, anything going really. Astralis having the answer for everything that Liquid's thrown at them here. And it will be another pistol round to just add on top of it.
Yeah. So let's see what gets purchased. Liquid, a little disheartened from that first half. Moving ahead. They do buy up behind it. Mag 7 in play. That's the biggest piece of firepower you got, included with the Deagle as well. Stewie owns that one.
Plenty of utility, however, on the Liquid side. They've got 4 smokes across the field, so if they can keep Astralis from really taking anything too early on here, whether it be B, whether it be middle, if we get near that 45-second, that 50-second mark on the round, those smokes are going to come in handy.
Yeah, that utility is eclipsed, though, by Astralis' own, obviously so.
Definitely.
Got plenty. It's all SMGs, all the way down. So they'll make a little bit of extra cash back their direction. Smoke for smoke, actually 2-for-1 sale. At least Liquid are on the favorable side of that trade. But again, Astralis have just such a bank of utility to expend themselves. It's going to be all up to Stewie and Naf to defend this B site themselves. A shotgun and a Deagle in play.
All right, and lining up smokes for this B execute. That lineup on top of that half wall is going to hit that dark spot, that emo spot that Glaive's about to throw. Stewie now with that Deagle in hand, and we have a player on top of first oranges with a Mag 7.
Oh, and the grenade right on him for 50. Naf does have the first, and he's wounded the next as well. I'd say that's worth it. But Stewie needed to be able to connect at least to the wounded player. Pistols are on their way, spraying over towards water. Nobody's made it quite that far yet. They start to leak their way onto the site. Returning fire as they start to get whiffs of each other through that smoke. It will fade, and they've been reduced back down towards construction and back towards CT.
Glaive actually gets him through that stained glass window there, just starts firing the UMP right in towards that construction area, is able to pick up a kill. And Astralis, with a very nice B hit against the force buy from Liquid, is going to find them their 14th round, 2 rounds away from taking this first map of this BO3 series.
I like that from Astralis, trading that utility into that. They know if Liquid have force bought into that round, the utility is not going to be as deep, so they'll trade. It'll make it look very convincing with multi-smokes.
Well, Liquid, they say, you know what? We're not going to play for OT. We're not going to save in the efforts to hopefully get a strong gun round out. They're going to force buy right back up here. They've got 4 CZs and a Mag 10 on the, or Mag 7 on the field, as Dupree has made his way towards the end of halls here alongside Zipex.
Yeah, like you said, Liquid not playing for that overtime. Oh! He'll scream out of that one, and Dupree will just dial in the shots from top down. And yes, that is the A site. They do have Nitro in town, at least he's in the same zip code. Company is starting to arrive, but Liquid trying to play to stop Astralis now. It's just such a long road, a long and arduous battle in front of them that I think it's a bridge too far. It's just a bit much. Still utility in play for Astralis, so when they do take this site, it should be a piece of cake. The MP9 is, or sorry, MP5 is a little bit of a prize, but you've got very armored targets out in front of you with a wall of smoke.
Fortunately, Liquid very hard pressed on this retake right now. Nitro's got himself in a great position, but you know who's watching it? Well, that's going to be Dupree. Nice little nade from Glaive onto Naf right now, and Liquid, they're not finding anything on this retake.
He's got one with that SMG. He'll look down for a second, which he's got. Bomb's too far gone, unless there's a kid on the ground somewhere. He goes for the touch. He's just trying to draw Glaive in closer for an extra bonus kill, but 15-3, likely more coming because Liquid have invested multiple times. They'll have to essentially get more of the same. They do have 1 AUG, it looks like.
Yeah, that's due to the fact that Nitro was able to pick up those 2 kills with the MP5 there in that round. It's going to give him a little bit more cash than his teammates here, and it's going to net him an AUG going into what could be the final round of this first map.
That's right. Lenova is in play. My favorite shotgun. You can hunt chickens with it. In Inferno. Good grenade in. Hits Magisk a little bit more than 30. They'll trade those grenades right back. Naf is burning up. That first grenade concussed him. And he burned for more. Stewie, 1 kill and looking for more. Just peeking an instance around the corner. He will get some support to fall back safely, so it cost them a lot of hit points, but that's more than worth it.
Yeah, a couple members of Liquid now forced into that passive play. We are going to see Astralis now moving towards the middle area, smoking off that left side, just going through the motions of that mid control right now as we near the minute mark on the round.
Well, they heard the AUG start to just chirp out over towards the arch side. If they wrap in towards the site, there's a little bit of a stack on that site. Twist and Liege basically on top of one another. And there are plenty of Astralis players around. They're waiting to see if somebody oversteps their bounds for an early peek, because they know there's that first shotgun.
Are they going to check
now.
this corner here? They should. There's no way they don't check this corner.
First off shot, he's got them both! He'll duck back in safely so as well. The flashbang will give him another repeat if he wants it. He doesn't have to do it. He just needs to stay alive at 4 HP. The clock is still plenty of time for Astralis to be able to flirt with this idea of clearing the site. But there's a surprise on site. There's the first. They don't check for the second. The bomb's down, and Elige gets it done at range with the MP9. Liquid get a little bit cheeky on that round. I think what it was that first shotgun shot rang out at Banana from Stewie, got that kill and a half a kill on top of that. And now they were worried about all these close angles. They were really scared about it. They didn't check that cubby close.
Yeah, that cubby was definitely the biter of that round for the Astralis side. Nitro, some great positioning, a risky spot, gives them high reward in that situation. And then the double up setup from Liquid within the site. Yeah, they end up getting the entry kill, but there's the second member, Elige, standing right there. And Astralis was not expecting that. Elige takes full advantage of it. And it's going to get Liquid their 4th round.
A lot of players up front, but they're peeking one at a time. Nitro comes out and at least gets a return kill on this. But Astralis know that there's no way there were 4 players on this site this early. They took 2 down, and now they start to threaten this angle. So flashbang comes in and blinds the initial player, but they start to creep their way out, covering their eyes. A 2-on-4 situation, and Liquid are going to have to yield back, I think, but Elige pushes ahead. Not going to collect himself. I thought he would try and stay alive long enough for Twist to arrive and they could at least play off of one another. He instead is left in a 1v4, now 3. Nothing to lose.
He does have a kit, so he can take his time here, look for any overextending tees. But it does look like Astralis is going to play this one fully passive, smoking off that spawn as well. Twist has his work cut out for him, and that bomb is ticking away ever so slowly.
Smoke is such a problem for him right now. Nobody's going to be peeking that angle. He shoves out, and Device shoves him back. And it is Astralis that take map 1 convincingly so.
Yeah, I mean, that can't even say it was competitive. That was the Astralis show from the start to the finish right there. A great showing from them. Hopefully Liquid can bring some more heat going into Dust 2.
Yeah, that's the problem though. It's difficult. It's either an ace up their sleeve and they have some kind of surprise for Astralis, or it by almost everything thrown at them, even including the kitchen sink. They haven't even seen an Astralis player yet.
They do have Stewie now in the pit with this AWP here, so they can rotate back around outside the long area, go back towards that catwalk hit, and just leave this off to Anchor right now and pick off any CTs that want to peer off that A-bomb site towards the long.
Liquid's expending so much utility. They're down to 3 smokes and 2 mollies. They've just cleared out car, and they want, I guess they want it to be purified by flames. All 3 mollies go to car. Nobody's home. They will not get a free kill out of that one, and now they're left scratching their heads. Oh. They've at least done damage to Glaive. Caught one in the leg, possibly from Stewie.
The flash that they intended to actually flash and peek long didn't work, but it will be a very quick long hit in response by Liquid, moving up into that A-bomb site. Zipex to defend. What can he do?
He just needs to slow him down, let everybody else arrive, and they have. 4 bodies are here in defense. Finally, one of those dies. More mollies into the site. Stewie's got himself 2 kills. Can he get a couple more? He misses this shot against Glaive, and he'll pay for his sins, leaving Naf alone. And this jumping retakes just so harassing. Those were dangerously close. He gets into this dirty angle behind the barrels, and he seems to have been snuffed out. Dupree fires that one through, spears him, and they'll take that 5th round. Still holding the double op.
So the point I was trying to make, actually, before we saw the hit come in, was the fact that we saw a flashbang come out towards the long A. That was intended to actually blind anybody long that was playing aggressive. Stewie didn't get eaten by that flash. Stewie is actually not blind. Unfortunately, though, he only legs Glaive. So not only does Glaive find out that there's an op hiding in pit, he also spots a couple more players, and that's where we see the Astralis rotations start to develop. And I do believe in response, Liquid are now going to call attack pause to kind of just gather their laurels, recollect themselves here, and see where they can go from this.
Yeah, the last map it went 7-1, and I think Liquid ended up, no, it went even 8-1, I think, beyond that. So it was always an uphill battle no matter what for Liquid, and it seems to be the same case again, especially to the T-sided favor. And they are battling for not just the cash, but also that beautiful trophy that we just spotted.
It would be nice. First trophy of 2019 right now.
Yeah. So what's next after the timeout? Does Liquid mix up? They've really abused the A site.
Yeah, I mean, even working towards B very early on is going to be difficult for Liquid just because the amount of utility Astralis has, right? They're undoubtedly going to Molotov in towards those B tunnels, smoke it off after. So Liquid kind of can't pressure that the way they'd like to at the beginning of the round. I could imagine Astralis, though, going for this 2-1-2 setup here. Yep, there it is. Device going for a little bit more of an aggressive peek. Stewie punishing that right off the bat, but you know what? Dupree's going to answer right back with a kill of his own.
Well traded. Astralis decided to change up their battle plans since it was a Team Liquid timeout. They decided to try and stop them before they can really get comfortable. 1-for-1 trade. Liquid is okay with that sort of trade, at least for now. Grenade bounces off. That might go a little bit too far, so it doesn't do nearly as much damage as it may have done if he had thrown it just a second earlier. Liege will advance his way up to catwalk. Liquid so far a little bit scattered right now, but at least they have some semblance of map control.
Nice little one-way smoke coming out from Liege, responded by Astralis with a smoke of their own, cutting off his aggressive angle here. We will see the rest of Team Liquid now. One towards the middle, that's the bomb carrier. 2 members moving back towards long here for this late round take. But Dupree has made his way into B tunnels, and he's making the call that he doesn't see anything.
This is so similar to what we saw last map. I mean, they'd put Glaive into Banana and say, okay, nobody's here, give up a lot more room and start to get extra bodies on A instead. He's down here searching. He'll jump up on top of that little box. He spotted one.
Spotted him.
He did. So they know where there's at least a couple players at least on catwalk right now. Magisk will be able to bring the rifle in to mid if he chooses. Astralis is still really a little bit hesitant about putting bodies in the right spot towards the A site. Zipnix gets one of his own. He'll be traded out, and the bomb will be planted, and again another retake comes. 3 always seems to be the number for Astralis, and they always start this off by jumping, searching. Dupree does die to this one, though, and it's all up to Glaive now. Liquid looking to put a round on the board after the timeout.
Glaive just going for that jumping kill. Legion's so low. This could go his way, and he gets it. Now it's on to Naf here in pit with the AK. Will Glaive be able to pick this one up? It will be Naf getting Liquid's second round on the board. Can they keep this going now, Dallas?
Just the same way that it happened on Inferno, they have one surviving. In fact, I think it's Naf again surviving. And they ended up getting eco reset, a very painful way to do it.
You hear the crowd right now.
Crowd's still fans, man.
They're still believing, and I love it. I love it. We're still very early on to this game. It might be a 5-2 scoreline here, but anything can happen. Matt just taking quite a bit of damage towards the start of this round right now, and a very fast cat from Nitro.
Yeah, quickly that money's been showing signs of weakness already for Astralis. They go heavy into the ops, but weaker into the rifle side of things. FAMAS and then a UMP on the SMG side of the world. Glaive, I think, was a donator to some of those guns. He just has a CZ and a flashbang, not even armor behind him right now.
Astralis going for a long A retake right now. A little bit late into the round here as we pass the 1 minute 20 mark. They do set up Zipex in towards that pit area. We are going to see them fall into more of a 2-1-2 setup here as Glaive moves down towards that double doors.
Yeah, this is temporarily weakening the A site. It's so difficult if you're a CT fighting from CT to the A site. It's just such an ambush position, so many angles that can attack you from above. Smokes come out, a Molotov in response, stopping Liquid for the time being. Smoke will have much longer longevity than that Molotov, though. It really comes down to the ops that Astralis have invested into this round to break the edge off of Liquid's advance. Molotovs land in behind the ramp, setting it alight. They'll get the first kill with the rifle. Instead, Glaive with the CZ is in a pipe dream of being able to get a kill from that position. They'll give up the A site, and Astralis will probably collect themselves and hold on to one of the ops into the next round.
That opening made possible by a beautiful one-way from Elige on that catwalk there, just peering right through it, catching off Astralis here, and it is going to prompt a save from the CTs and allow Liquid now to get their third round on the board.
Yeah, they're coming back into it, and a healthy round win at that. We're talking about their eco reset. Now, it was very, very much so at the precipice of disaster. But this is the exact opposite. A very, very healthy round. Exactly what the doctor ordered. They'll be able to escape the site, and they're still very wary about this, too. Nobody wants to die. Everybody's together. One big mass unit.
Wisely so. Their money isn't set. They're still not really in a great position, but look at that. With all 5 members surviving, they've got themselves another gun round under their belt here. So Liquid have catapulted their way back into this game with only 2 more rounds to add on to that one that they won earlier.
Yeah, and still, though, Astralis are wise enough to say, you know what? We'll pick our battles. We're not going to die on this hill. We're going to keep these weapons into the next round. Give a little bit more with a Deagle in play as well, but it's not much better than that. They still hold a lead.
Here's the fast cat coming up from Astralis right now. Elige has already made his way towards lower. Dupree didn't see anything, and he gets flashed off, but Elige catches a nade in his pocket.
Another nade lands right at Elige. It's down to 40, and this is just a seldom little CZ, but you actually have 3 players at the CT side. They were trying to boost up to that box, and it looks like they left the device down there to single-handedly defend, and quickly Dupree and Glaive fall back to the A site and try and take that territory back, make it comfortable, all with the bonus of having a player up on that box position in CT. Very strong, especially what you talked about before the game even started against that mid-to-B push, which we haven't actually even seen yet from Liquid.
Elige now going for that one-way angle once again here, just peering on through it. Not really finding too much right now. There is an op waiting for him on the other side, but we were talking about the mid-to-B. It does look like Liquid opting to go for that kind of a split right
Well,
now.
they've left NAF back here before, but the bomb's in play over here as well.
Yeah, here comes the mid-to-B.
Oh, yes. Possibly one of the most beautiful strategies, but if you don't deal with this player on box, it can be quickly usurped. He's up on top, and they do catch him, staring him down. Sipnix is out wide, he falls, and now Magis with the Deagle can't get anything done. The Molly's in front of him. Dupree is quickly the last man to tell the stories of how this one devolved. Liquid go for the B site, which they have, I think, possibly the first time they've done this.
Since pistol round.
Yeah, since pistol round, and they just show in spades how to take that one.
Dupree now towards spawn. Does he anticipate this? He's not. He gets caught with the knife out. Elige able to take down that AWP, and Liquid 1 round away from tying this one up 5-5.
Yeah, you talked about the CT side being able to get those 4 or 5 rounds, and they're comfortable. Still, Astralis is very comfortable at this right now. It's up to so. We've seen Astralis be very good on their eco rounds in addition to being very, very good on their rifle rounds too. So Liquid aren't out of the woods yet, though this round does seem, the forecast of it does seem to be a little bit more simple.
A little bit of an NOA stack towards the middle area right now as Dupree gets on top. We will see Liquid moving down towards middle as Lige and Nitro getting just ever so more aggressive as this round progresses.
Molotov lands just the opposing side of this stack. Spots the shadow and absolutely removes him, though. He loses the bottom side of the totem pole. Gets traded up. I was talking how good their ecos were. Device was getting pretty close with flirting with the idea of stealing another kill away. A Liquid hold a man advantage, but only just. Still, a Deagle can still be oh so dangerous. But Dupree is very neutered in the fact that he has 5 and now 0 HP. Just Glaive left with the USP. Liquid get around, and they just don't want to lose any more bodies. Just nobody else die, and you can come out of this round with your head held high.
Yeah, Glaive just recovering all that he can right now. A Krieg, Flash, Nade. He's got no armor, no kit. He's probably not going to go for this round. He's probably just going to peer on into the site, look for any exits that he can find here. But it will be Liquid now, getting their 5th round on their board and crawling themselves back into this game.
I was talking about nobody else dying, and I think Glaive knew exactly that. He went for that fight immediately, so because yes, Liquid don't, I mean, there's going to be guns anyway for Astralis, so take that rifle that you found on the ground and put it to good use.
Look at Liquid's money right now. Talking about economy here, and the majority of these Liquid players sitting around that 6K, that 7K mark. You have Twist on 5.9, Stewie 7.3, Naf 8.9, Nitro 6.4, and Alicia the lowest on 4K here. So even if they're getting the bomb down throughout these rounds, they're still building that economy. Astralis right now, well, they're going to spend every last dollar they have in efforts to buy into this round here. So a good opportunity for Liquid, not only to take this round, but also force Astralis onto either a small force buy or a full eco.
Yeah, after this. They've got plenty of cash into this round.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is a similar buy that we had seen earlier with the double op setup. So did they deploy this arsenal any differently? So we saw some early skirmishes into mid, and this is what makes Dust very difficult for the CT side, especially. It costs you a grenade even just to get to the B site, either a smoke or an HE.
Exactly.
But that B site has been, the door's been knocked on once or twice. Liquid might want to try that again, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you don't want to get into that groove of just being a one-trick pony.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And I do believe another pause has come about. I believe Liquid definitely just taking this round, trying to speak about it, trying to understand how they want to approach this gun round. Or possibly even Astralis figuring out what's going wrong right now. Because they were up with a tremendous lead, and Liquid, well, they've solved the equation. They've figured it out. They're getting rounds on the board right now, and Astralis, really no answer for it.
Now let's hear that crowd for this timeout. They've given the energy to Liquid. They've started to come back into this one. And they've drawn it broadside.
We've actually had a player
drop the player. So they've Astralis, Liquid have drawn this side by side. It's neck and neck, 5-all. But you had said earlier, Astralis have gotten that par for the course 5th round, and now anything beyond this is bonus, icing on the cake.
Yep. I do believe we had a match medic right now, and yep, there it is. Match medic has been completed. We will get started now momentarily into this 11th round of the first half of map 2. For those of you just joining us, Astralis winning map 1 in pretty convincing fashion.
Handily, yeah.
Handled map 1, essentially. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Liquid were reined in, if you will. There's the crowd behind them. It's a long road again. Astralis just look to get bonus rounds from here up, and they've got a lot of time to be able to do it. We're only just now into the top of the 11th round. Quick match medic came in, Big shout out to the admins being able to provide that. Stewie drops Dupree first, and that makes that B site look a little bit more tantalizing. They quickly start to collapse in here, but Magisk has something else to say about this. He's barely ticking.
Ooh.
He's got some support from Device, who wallbangs Stewie through the doors.
From A.
Yeah, from A.
He wallbanged them from A, Dallas.
Downtown.
Talk about Chris Kyle.
Well, that shifted them. We've seen this before. Liquid, when they start to feel like they've got momentum going one way, and then they get a casualty, they go the other direction quickly. And this is where this off was. Back to the A site. The flashbangs are fantastic. They made their way to the elbow. Glaive pokes his way out, and there was no opportunity for a trade. Device had shifted way far back. It looks like even a couple more warning shots were there. They saw the bald dome of that new T model.
Yeah, shout out to Nitro keeping his head down there as he went across elbow into the site.
Looking a lot like Bach, the bald head. Twist tries the same thing, but he's got a fresh haircut. 2-on-2, retake is still there with the potential, especially with Zipnix being so close. He's got help, but he's lost it to the rear. It's going to be Naf left. Bomb is planted for him, so Zipnix needs to take the initiative. He's now at these second boxes. Looking to see if he can touch this one from around the corner. He's just eking around the edge. We've got a scope, but he doesn't need it. Straight to the dome. Sixth round for Liquid. They take the lead.
And in doing so, put ASTRALIS into this predicament. Are they going to force up? They'll most likely get a scout, maybe some pistols, because they do have the economy under their belt. But overall, it will be most likely, and it is, a save round from the CT side. Liquid now, the opportunity to get a 2-round lead, unless ASTRALIS' pistols have something to say about that.
They've done it before. Quick smokes to Catwalk. Straight down they'll go. Elige posts up. They want these picks. They've got so many scopes to just take a peek. So do they expect Device? He's at point-blank range. He takes 1.5. Elige was very near that one, taking one to the head as well. Caught him in the upper chest. And now they take the fight at range. There's going to be an additional kill with Nitro coming across the catwalk. That's going to make things difficult for Glaive, who's alone towards this A site. And a CZ in play.
Yeah, Dupree just smoked the doors and pushed through it, thinking that Stewie wouldn't think about that, but Stewie does, and now Nitro with a little nice kill towards Glaive on that CT spawn ramp as Magisk takes down Stewie, recovers the tree, but it's going to be Nitro to say, nope, this site's mine, we want the 7th round.
I mean, given ASTRALIS did go for a weaker little pistol buy there, they had deagles and such, but they're getting consistent kills when they have lackluster weapons. That's going to keep Liquid from having an out-of-control economy. It's still very good for Liquid's money right now. You've got Naf at 10K, but he's atypical. The next player down has 7,000 for Stewie, and then it goes down beyond that even so. But ASTRALIS want these little bonus rounds I've been mentioning before, but Liquid have buttoned up. They're looking a lot better now than they were early on in this half.
I love the pace that Liquid's doing towards this middle area. Very quick, establishing control essentially as soon as the round starts. That allows them to focus on other parts of the map, but this round, they're actually going to lurk out middle, where we see ASTRALIS playing a double middle setup.
This is interesting. Very dry. CT flashbang actually came in, and they absolutely dismantled the crossfire with a cross of their own. Elige has this spray control memorized. Third or fourth bullet out range gets Magisk. And quickly, ASTRALIS have not much to offer. 2v5. Glaive, hoping that he stands on top of this CT box, will be rewarded with 1 kill. Look at this rotation. Bomb's been planted to the B site, but Stewie's all the way back towards T-spawn. They actually want to keep these guns out of play for next round already. Liquid's thinking 2 steps ahead from ASTRALIS.
And as we do see Elige now moving up towards this A bomb site here, Stewie positioned outside long now, going to peer on in. Glaive holding that angle is going to punish Stewie for it. Recover the AWP as well here. So we have a double off setup now on the field. As Device takes down Twist. A great shot from Elige though onto Device in the pit. Will leave only Glaive to try and save. You like that?
I do. I love that. Now they know that he's above the pit right now, and quickly Naf is going to try and round this corner. They got plenty of money to be able to afford this. They go for the free fire, but Elige actually pushes the issue, gets them from the car side of things. No weapons saved. Liquid being 2 steps ahead of them, made sure that there was nowhere left to hide. No cheeky angles hiding back towards T-spawn or anything. So the 8th round for Liquid, they had taken that lead. Now they're extending that lead. and Astralis are back down to some pistols. Typically, they've been getting 2 or 3 kills with this setup.
A very slow start for Liquid, a very strong finish, however, to join right up with it.
I mean, it's still not quite the strongest of finishes. They would have to close this out. Man, this just seems to be rinse, repeat, over and over again. Ducking the shot, though, is Twist. That will at least stop the sweating, but there is a problem developing.
Yeah, but Stewie 2K looks like he's about to be the problem solver right now as Glaive's made his way towards the top of middle. Stewie not wavering. He does.
I took your case. I don't need your help. It's pro bono, I forget.
Now we'll be moving towards middle momentarily. No, they're actually going to aim for everybody outside long, leave that lurk towards the B tunnels. Let's see how they progress in this round.
These flashbangs and grenades that are coming out long is really going to be the initiative for Glaive to start moving off of tree.
We got Naf coming back through T-spawn here. Twist is watching the flank momentarily. I don't think Glaive is going to expect Naf this late into the round here.
This hardcore stack. Oh my goodness! Glaive with a kill. He'll plug up a smoke, so they know that they're committed to the A site right now. They're walking into a trap. Dupree closes the distance. Usually you want that smoke deeper towards CT side. The rifles are getting it done. It is just Glaive alone. Man, were they able to, I mean, they just by the saving grace were able to get those wins. Look at the damage that was dealt against the remaining Liquid players. Twist at 50, Nitro at 8. So they know that they're lit. Virtually the same thing we saw earlier with this Krieg pushing towards the B site last time, pushing towards A to get some kills.
So Glaive's play was spotted. They realized that he's in spawn. This is going to prompt Glaive now to fall back for the save here. It's going to give Liquid their 9th round of this first half.
Ooh, timing.
Nitro has an inkling.
Yeah, he
feels
does.
it. He feels it.
He's pursuant. Glaive turns the corner almost safely again, but he's taken down on the front line. 5 to 9. It's the old 9 to 5. That's what these guys do for a living. Play Counter-Strike, and I believe we will move our way into the last round of the first half. AWP in play for Astralis, double AWP for Liquid. They've got plenty of cash, really. I mean, they could afford to triple this up even. Quadruple it if they want. But they don't.
It does look like Liquid will be moving very quickly towards B here, looking for the early entry pick. We do have the AWP on the back of Stewie here, peering on into that site as the 2 other members of Liquid move up towards that catwalk to take cat control and leave the remainder of Naf to sit in T-spawn and watch that long push.
Pop flash in. They've secured the crux of Short, looking to make their way to the A site right now. Maybe trade out some of that utility. They have been really just grinding Astralis round after round. Just trading utility this early on in the round would be fantastic for them. Maybe it's a smoke and maybe a pop flash for a peek or 2. They do have Device that's giving Glaive some support here as well on A. That's an AWP and an M4. As the smoke lands, that will land right at the top of the railing there, and that will allow them freedom of movement to go wide if they want, but Glaive goes even wider at that. Might actually catch him.
Nade.
Oh, that hit Twist. That was like way deep.
Smoke as well, but you know what? Nitro's made his way on the edge of it. He's able to open up the side onto Glaive. The off of Device puts an end to Nitro and to Twist here, Dallas. And it is a 3-on-4 as Stewie 2K makes it a 3-on-3.
Yeah, the flashbang interrupted his momentum, his rhythm, as maybe they now go for a boost possibly to get back into the field of things. That would be difficult to do. Very surprising. It's a smoke that comes in, but that's down low. It's a CT smoke, actually. It may have been flubbed. We've got some late pressure coming in from Dupree, or sorry, Magisk coming across catwalk. Pop flash, that's for long. Can they round this corner in time? A tall boost deep against the wall. Elige will trade it out, but it's now just Naf. Bomb may be planted for him, but he's blinded at that. He's got a molly as well. The bomb's being defused right now, but it doesn't matter. Astralis, they book in that half. They get the closing statements of the argument, and they will round it out.
That was wonderful from Astralis there. I was actually wondering how they were going to peer on into the site. I thought they were going to go for the double head stack, but I was sitting there thinking, well, there's no smoke towards long. There's nothing to really protect you to get, you know, the angle above that smoke. What they do instead, they toss the flash high. They go for the boost. You see the 180 as soon as he gets on his head. And there it is. The retake begins. Astralis gets their 6th on the board. And that's exactly where I'm sure they'd like to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they only got one cherry on top.
Yeah,
only one cherry on top. No sprinkles, no frosting.
But they are moving on to T-side. Look at all the utility they've bought. Only 2 armored players here. And it will be a very fast long coming out from Astralis.
Yeah, Magic just hops his way across the Vice to get out towards the trash bin. And they push Liquid back. Those 3 players that were defending that corner will yield. And now they have that huge advantage, that long, long angle. If Astralis want to round that corner, the Glock's not going to be able to take that kind of battle safely so. So Liquid are welcoming into that fact. But it's interesting that Astralis have so much utility. 3 smokes to work with, whichever way they please. They could really make this look like a convincing attack to the A site with 2 of those smokes. And then fake to B. Double headshot. Man, I was saying the Glock might not have much of a chance against that fight, but that would really sell a fake.
Well, on top of that kill, plus these smokes, we've seen the B player actually move out of the bomb site here. And this is going to prompt the Astralis side to start peering on into that B bomb site, which they're doing exactly
Get her
right
done.
now. Twist not able to hit Glaive. Glaive really not in any position to get any kills, but you know what? It doesn't matter. They've taken B, and we're into a 4-on-4 retake.
And they've got Device for the lurk. So Liquid are still up a creek. Stewie's always so good around smokes. Now they sneak and snake their way in through the window. They'll take these first fights, and it goes even trades, but Liquid hold a man advantage. No kit, but it doesn't matter. Plenty of time. Nap comes back for seconds. Both Twist and Nap get 2 kills apiece, and that looked like such a beautiful execute for Astralis the whole way through.
Yeah, that was definitely exactly what Astralis was intending to do. It worked out in their favor flawlessly. They get the early entry kill towards long. They smoke long. They get the rotations out of B. They move into the site, but some great shooting from Team Liquid, able to move right back in. Stewie, that shot in the smoke to start that retake scenario off, and Liquid's going to get 10.
Yeah, it seems so... I mean, it's okay, he killed him through smoke, but it actually has just that much extra push that's a difference maker on that retake. So you put one guy on the bomb and just let her go. Twist, quick frag against Device, and that 8K is set alight. Not much money in the pockets for Astralis on this round, so any gun dropped is a problem. Deagle is turned back, and Twist will get another one with his AUG.
He's taking quite a bit of damage, though, so he is going to have to give up long at this point here. No AK recovered here. I'd like to see Dupree actually make an effort and go for it. He's also got to recover the bomb as well that's sitting in T-spawn.
Yeah, Astralis, I think, do need to go back and get that AK. I think they thought they had 2 AKs coming into this round, but maybe Glaive already has it. No, he's all the way towards B.
They did. They initially, it went down towards long when he took the peek.
Okay, well, here we go. Man advantage to Astralis, at least at this B site. You're lacking armor, at least for Dupree. He's in the back lines of this. Glaive is the meat shield up front. Stewie's on just the off angle, but he should be able to peek this and clear it. They spot, headshot followed up with a body. Stewie and Nitro pair up. Doesn't matter that they were outnumbered. That small, tiny choke point makes their numbers mean nothing.
Yeah, especially with the way they set up their crossfire right there. Just both of them playing one really tight, one really far. Stewie with the jiggle, getting ready to swing. As soon as Nitro makes that contact, you see Nitro start it off. Stewie comes in and joins in, and at that point, well, Astralis is up the creek without a paddle. Liquid onto their 11th now. Astralis, well, they're onto the save here. Liquid the opportunity to get their 12th on the board and get that much closer to this map 2 victory.
Oh, yeah. Well, we remember in the last map, Astralis had lost that pistol round, and they went for a force buy in the second, and they won it. And that stopped Liquid right at the front door, right out of the gates. But instead, Liquid take that first and second. Should be an even easier third this time, as they take a quick timeout to figure out what's up next. And what are your thoughts? Does Astralis just go for a quick B rush, get a bomb plant down? They need something.
Yeah, I could imagine they either burst out the catwalk, maybe go for a B rush. We do see Magist. He's got a deagle in his hand, and we have another lag out, actually.
Yeah, drop him, they'll be able to bring him right back. I don't think he bought either, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We saw a very quick match medic earlier. salute to the admins for that. We will salute them again when they fix this one. But Liquid now holding the, at least for now, lead. It is a T-sided map, and Astralis, the sun will soon rise, and they'll be able to afford rifles shortly enough. But for the time being, Liquid can relax and take these easy rounds as they come. They are bought up appropriately as well. Nitro running the MP9, and those AUGs showed their prominence, especially even in the last round as well towards long A.
Definitely think that Liquid right now are going to have to be careful going into this eco round here, as if they start losing maybe 1-2 members very early on into this eco, if they start to lose that third, well, it's unsuccessful for them. They need to start building economy up, because Astralis moving into this first gun round, remember, it is T-side. Astralis is still at an advantage. I've seen plenty of Dust 2 matches that have seen a 13 to 5 lead, just all of a sudden.
Acabe com a festa dos fungos, contra micoses e frieiras.
16 to 13 once those AKs get on the field. So Liquid, the name of the game right now is building economy, staying alive, and playing safe.
Hey, look at those beautiful hazel eyes. Man, they stare right into your soul. Almost through you, even. Oh, he disappeared. Everybody disappeared. They get a new spawn set. DJ says yes. We're playing with the crowd. I hope everybody can hear the crowd.
Yeah, I hope they can hear the crowd right now. And there it is. There it is. So
the best is when you get inside the head and you can see the entire eyeball. It's creepy.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But just talking about the match right now, as freeze time does come undone, we see a couple pistols being bought by Device, by Magisk, as well as Glaive. Zipex picks up that P250 as well. So I imagine Astralis not moving too quickly this round, looking more so for any picks that they can find.
There's this MP9 I was talking about. It was the appropriate purchase for the acclimate weather of the quote-unquote eco for Astralis, and I say quote-unquote with heavy asterisks. Magisk has the first and was starting to dial in Elige, as he will have to clamber over Naf's body, who's typically been the last man standing for a very, very large part of the first half. But things are now changed. Liquid's now on the defensive side of things.
And into this 4-on-4 now as we pass the minute 15 mark on the clock here. Astralis, no bomb in their hands. Stewie with a nice kill onto Glaive here as he tried to make his way out of those B tunnels and maybe open up that B bomb site. It will be Astralis looking for that bomb. We will see Dupree go to recover it here as the remaining members of Astralis heading up that catwalk.
Bomb's not quite here. Man, Elige is so wounded. He does get finished off. And Twist is out in the open. He's got to be worrisome about a Deagle firing off this way, but it's really a poor exchange. 2 rounds for probably 4 or 5 already from the automatic AUG. Dupree takes this bomb, makes his way towards tunnels.
Goodness.
Does he actually slip under the wire?
He did exactly that. Dallas moving very quickly into B. Doesn't even go for the CZ right away. He takes that quick jump spot. Does trade it out. He will be going for the plant. But you know what? Stewie realizes it. He's going to hop on in. The bomb doesn't go down. And Liquid get their 12th.
Doubling up on Astralis now. And they have the momentum. But there will be a challenge. Interestingly, though, not the massive amount of firepower that Astralis is accustomed to. Device has the quick scout, scope, and shoot and scoot of the scout. And he will take this one, hopefully be able to pick off, at least do some damage to the CTs quickly. It's a gamble, of course, in mid. That one was just a shade in front of Naf, I believe. No, that was Stewie that made his way over to the B site. He will be solo at the time, being a quicker cat for Elige now. He'll post up, keeping himself safe from tunnels now. They actually go for a stack, but Dupree is quickly thrown right back down. The wall, only thing saving his teammate from that grenade that was really dialed into him.
Nitro now playing very close to those doors. It looked like Glaive wanted to go for it there, but just the way that smoke was angled, he couldn't really force his way out. Twist with a little bit of contact towards that long A right now. But it will be Astralis. Just taking it very slow, not really having too much room to work with. This is some great aggression from Liquid here. That's keeping Astralis on their toes.
Good flashbang for Catwalk. It is sent right back at them, about a 1.5 delay. Typical smoke that lands to Catwalk, and they hesitate. Elige looking for a couple Ts that overstep their bounds across this region. Molotov comes his way. Now cross smokes come down. including as well. They will make their way across the elbow towards the site, but the bomb's still not quite this far yet. Naf tucks in tighter to the wall if he can. Can he get some help? It seems like almost broadsided. Glaive is having a field day on site right now. Says the water's fine, guys. Bring it on in. The Molotov will make its way to the site and actually separate the T's from one another temporarily. Lining him up, though. Naf makes his way right up the ramp, catching all three.
I really want to shout out Nitro there that made his way up towards that catwalk while the hit was taking place. I mentioned that he was playing very aggressive towards those doors early on into the round. He ends up pushing through them, catching one of the Astralis members during that hit. That makes Astralis now divide their attention across the map, and that's when Naf makes his way up the ramp for a great 3K to get Liquid their 13th and put them that much closer to the map victory.
And they had an initial struggle with the first half, and now it's just all the momentum their way. There's no glasses here to save the CTs from Prius here. So checks out that beautiful butterfly.
All right, and it does look like the pause is coming undone here. I do imagine Astralis wanted to just talk about that round just a little bit. As we do see the eyes
some
of
smoky eyes, dude.
Stare into them.
All right.
Stare into them.
I mean, those are some really dead eyes. Oh, it saves it from us. Elige not going to give us the stink eye. Liquid go back into the rhythm of things. 3 AUGs this time, 2 stolen AKs of their own. And it's just very quick, out, almost unarmed. The second one into the Molotov as well. It's going to be chaos as they spray one another. What a nade! The T's are so lit. They now take damage. More chip damage comes through. The AUGs are just too much. Astralis go for this rush play, and I think Twist tries to get up on top of that position.
Damn. And the amount of nade damage that was done that round, just tremendous from Liquid. That's a great effort out of them. It's all onto Glaive now, who's in this 1-on-4 here. And he's going to find the first onto Naf here.
That's a
second
statement
of the round.
That was a statement right there.
Can he do this?
He's looking for one-on-ones, and right now Elige is calling for a little bit of help. Doesn't look like he's going to get it from Nitro, who's at the car. They have him painted in right now.
He can't go anywhere right now, especially with Stewie playing in towards this T-spawn. This is a great position out of Stewie as well. Glaive has to make this work somehow. He's got some clock time as well. 50 seconds on it. Where can he go from here? Spotting the head of Elige once again. He's most likely going to get this kill momentarily.
Smoke's going to fade. Oh my goodness,
and we are into a 2-on-1.
Giving him a couple 1v1s.
Stewie's still in the spot to anchor this round, though.
Sensing it.
I don't feel like Glaive's going to check this. If he checks this, that's the ultimate clear.
His knife comes out. And he falls, similar to Magisk. Magisk was just riding the wave of hops through long doors. Tried to get all the way out. And he did very quickly, successfully so, but he just could not chamber that round in time to defend himself. Liquid are near the home stretch. They're at the home stretch.
We see a very lopsided score on the first map. Very possible it could happen right here for Liquid right now. CZ's, armor, a scout, 2 AKs on the Astralis side. What are they going to do with it? They're going to rush B Dallas.
Quick preemptive smoke, but Nitro with 2, and here's the lineup. Stewie says he's got a statement, and Astralis 2 rush rounds in a row get absolutely stumped. Devices left 1v5, and there is a lot of fog on the site, but it seems very clear that Stewie is going to take a chance knife through the smoke.
And he's just going at everybody.
I mean, he's a serial killer at this point. There's 2 for him, and Liquid 15th, full of confidence.
Look at where Astralis go from here. What could be the final round of map 2. Astralis, only 3 smoke grenades and 1 Molotov to make this happen. Nothing really going their way on this map. And Liquid, well, they're playing phenomenally. Great effort from them. As Magisk out towards the long, is able to find the first kill of the round on Twist. Looking at the round right now, it will be Astralis moving down towards that long A as Naf with some aggression towards Catwalk, able to take down Glaive, able to even this one up here. We are going to see Astralis, after taking long control, fall back now, where they're actually going to meet an aggressing Nitro, who's made his way into T-spawn.
Uh-oh.
They're not going to check. They don't expect
There's
this.
no way they check this. They've never seen this. They'll pass right over him. They check it. Free guns. Check it out. Now Stewie gets caught out, disarmed as well, thinking that they were still lurking back towards T-spawn. Liquid, well overconfident from the previous round, this time get caught out. The aircraft on deck, and it looks like possibly another disarmament of Elige. Yes, sir. NAF left to fall back. They still got a long ways to go. But like I had said before, if you give Astralis an inch, they'll take a mile. They're still looking to send this one into OT.
They're not out of it yet. Or as you would say, Dallas, so you're saying there's a chance. Or
Saying
better
there's
yet,
a chance.
as Mr. Carey would say.
That's right. Not Drew. Not the Drew Carey.
I don't think anybody thought it was Drew Carey.
I mean, there's plenty of Carries.
Who would think
Harry Carey.
No. No. Look at that beautiful Dragon Lord just pointed at the ground right now.
A firearms lesson for everybody. Never stick the barrel into the ground.
Yeah, it's probably not a good
It's
idea.
plug.
Unless you're trying to save it.
Well,
Unless you're trying to save it.
Lex, Luger, 20, shooters, 20 bands. Show me all your hands. Jewelry on the floor, and then I gotta go. Mash it to the floor and hit the liquor store. Lex, Luger, 20 shooters, 20 bands. Show me all your hands. Jewelry on the floor, and then I gotta go. Mash it to the floor and hit the liquor store. No, I'm not a robber, but them niggas owe me.